Hi, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Badcast, where I and our upper sit down with Bragon and Getty to talk about Batman, the animated series. And this week's episode is Punisher. I mean, Lockup. How you doing today, sir?
All of our Arkham jokes have finally led to this moment. I'm ecstatic.
Yeah, that's that's at least one thing with Gotham City. Yeah, there's it's always a fucking swing in one direction or another. It's never down the middle.
Yeah, we can never have a something that meets in, like a mutual understanding. It's always extreme left or extreme right. And there's going to be some extreme right in this episode.
But as I said, yes, this episode is called The Lockup. It is the 82nd episode produced, and it's the 79th episode to air, having it aired November 19th, 1994. So, yeah, so it's a week into being 14 at this point when I saw this when this episode aired, and I'm fairly certain I probably watched it like when it first aired because it definitely wasn't like high rotation after it was done like in reruns, but like I think I've watched it like a couple of times at least because at least I remember watching it. You've seen this one before?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
love this episode.
yeah, yeah.
It
And,
definitely has had some interesting scripts that's aged well or bad.
and the story is by Paul Dini and directed by Dan Reba. So this is like another one of the characters that was like first made for the show, like Montoya, and more famously, well, I guess the most famous one is Harley.
Hmm.
So, but not to say that Renee isn't popular, but obviously, like Harley is the most popular character to come out of this show that wasn't already a character.
It's
Because
kind of
obviously,
funny how like the writers have like managed to kind of even like in the like only really I think like 2 years into this series kind of like have a bit of a touchstone moment as realizing like the zeitgeist in Gotham and like kind of like making jokes that like will continue to stand the test of time, like like that's even like Lockup says later on, like Arkham Asylum is a revolving door of like super villains, like you know what I mean? Like it's kind of
uh,
funny how like they really nailed the tone of like the Batman mythos like fairly quickly.
I think another show that I kind of thinks kind of took a page out of this book and kind of ran with it was Supernatural. Yeah, just because like after hearing Richard talk about it on the Doctor DC show for years, trying to get Reed to watch it. Like when I lost my last stopped working my last job, I had a while to sit around, so I finally plowed through it. And like this one of those quite keep on having a few questions. You're like, hey, don't worry, it'll be answered. And they actually answer me. Yeah, so like, and that was like after a while when the show got settled into its pace and whatnot. So yeah, so this is definitely a similar thing. Like after a while, people are like, probably in the writers' room, just like answering these questions and stuff. And like, what do you think would happen in Gotham City? And this is definitely one of the outcomes of it. I would think, yeah, definitely, because imagine like some people in Gotham were probably pissed that like their car being blown up like the fifth time in the last like month and a half or after like Batman chasing down like the villain of the week trying to solve like or take down like the whatever the scheme this was this time sort of thing. So like
Yeah.
fuck man, I just paid off that car again. Fuck man, like oh come on man, like when's it gonna be my time?
Don't worry, there's plenty of loan sharks you can go to.
As I said, I just paid off the last one, and fuck, my knee still hurts from like the time before. Like fuck, man. I only have two thumbs. Like, come on. Well,
You've
one
got
now, but
toes. Yeah, but so this episode, so when it comes to the beginning of this episode, it was kind of a last minute change because we opened, ironically enough, the last episode was Scarecrow like just being returned to Arkham Asylum, Cut to Scarecrow being returned to Arkham Asylum again. The only difference is when we saw him in the last one, he was like raging, like, I am a god of fear. I am the, like messiah of your nightmares or whatever. But here, he is absolutely petrified.
Yeah, yeah,
Now,
and like you just hear in the background of that, like right when it cuts, you just hear lock up being like, bet.
yeah, exactly. So they were originally going to have this be Mad Hatter, but they were like, how do we set the tone of the episode right from the start? So they're like, well,
So I guess,
Scarecrow.
yeah, being like the master of fear, being afraid of something, I
Exactly.
guess. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah. So they're
so
like, we want to see what scares Scarecrow. And it's
yeah,
this guy, Lyle Bolton.
yeah, but also too though, like yeah, would you if you're taking like like the supervillain of the week back to Gotham for like the 16th time the last like 3 years? Would you actually believe him that he's scared to go, or do you think it's like I think it's just another tactic to try and appeal to Batman's like supposed humanity to try and like leg out of my like be like, oh, nothing else
Right.
has worked, so let's try this time. Like,
Yeah.
would you if you're a Batman, would you how much would you actually believe him, even if you can see that he's actually kind of scared because he'd be like, "Hey, I know how people act when they're scared because I'm the Scarecrow." So, would you think he was being serious, or would you actually believe him?
Well, it doesn't help his chances because, like, he says, like, I was, not even going back to crime. Dude, you're wearing the Scarecrow outfit.
I know that. Yeah, I think that was. I think it was last episode. Like when they were bringing him back, I made mention of that he wasn't wearing him. He was doing crime when they brought him back. So yeah, so like
Exactly. Yeah.
so that kind of proves the point, or it disproves his point, I guess. Yeah.
Like, you can be right and you can be wrong at the same time in this scenario. Like, yeah. And so, if you mentioned, this is
But
Richard.
as I said though, would you actually believe him though if you
I mean, isn't that my answer? Like,
no, just no, not of him like not doing the crime, of him being scared of lockup, the thing.
oh, no, I think he's legit scared of him, but
Well, yeah,
for
like
self-preservation.
we know that, yes, but like as
Yeah.
Batman, would you believe him like in the scenario?
Well, I mean, Batman's got enough reason like to kind of see like there's something going on like at Arkham because
Yeah. Well,
as
yeah. Like fuck, what is this? What is Lockup's like actual name? I forgot. I've already
Lyle
forgotten.
Bolton.
Liable, yeah. So so like obviously after that and stuff, but like yeah, I would just like if you're going up the stairs to guy at Arkham, and yeah, I would just be like, yeah, he's just trying to pull my leg and trying something different. And then
Yeah,
once you see that Bolton's reaction and whatnot, and then like yeah, obviously like because once they start leaving, you kind of think Batman does give a look back, and then when they get to the car. Batman, like the in between with Batman and Robin, he actually does say that, yeah, show that he's thinking that he's a bit off. So
hmm
so I guess Batman's a better detective than I am, man, because I would have just assumed that he is just trying something different, so and just being like, yeah, it's just Scarecrow being
yeah.
yeah, hitting his own. Hitting his own supply a little too much, and he
It
caught him
is a
before
bit,
it wore.
yeah,
Yeah, and it hasn't worn off yet. So,
yeah, exactly. So, but before we get to the next scene, I think it's also worth mentioning because I was looking at the production notes. They based Lyle Bolton's personality off of Robert De Niro's character in Taxi Driver. So like think of like that crazy rampage, he kind of like that slow descent into madness that his
yeah,
character goes through.
yeah.
And there's little kind of hints of that in like, like some of the scenes and stuff like that. But like that's to kind of set the tone a little bit about like the kind of personality that this guy is. Like he's ready to blow at a moment's notice.
Man, to be honest, I'm not 100% if I've actually seen Taxi Driver.
Are you talking to me when you say this? You talking to me?
So yeah, so I think
There's
if
nobody else
it,
here. This I'm the other co-host on this podcast. You must be talking to me.
yeah, so yeah, so if it imagine it might be one of the movies that shows up at either the review or Imagine in the next bit. So if I'm off and it shows up, I'll definitely go
It's
because
actually really good.
yeah. I don't think I don't think I haven't seen it because I thought it'd be bad. I think it's just one of the ones that's slipped through the cracks, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I think I need to eventually sit down. And I think that's why I like going to like Imagine or the review because it actually forces you to actually put they don't have security there and being like fuck you, put your phone away, but because you're in a movie theater, you want to be like actually engaged in the movie and not piss everybody else. He actually forces you to put your phone in the pocket and actually pay attention to the movie instead of just sitting on the streamer. Then you obviously start being distracted, and like like an hour later you notice you're like an hour into the movie, you haven't been fucking paying attention, sort of thing. So
Yep.
and if it's a movie that I actually haven't seen, I want to actually yeah, because unfortunately, those cell phone and being on, I have a computer with three fucking screens, so I'm going to be fucking distracted watching something if I'm at home.
Yeah, you just
So
got
that's it.
one big screen.
Exactly, yeah. And as I said, it kind of, if you want to be a good person and whatnot, you actually force you to actually watch the movie, sort of thing. So,
There you
so I
go.
definitely, yeah. So if it pops up and and if it's at a time when I'm actually off work, I definitely I need to watch that movie.
Yeah.
Because I think it should have been a movie should have seen by now, but I haven't. So
Yeah.
I was only
It's got to be
surprised.
like what, like 40, 50 years old by now?
I'd say I want to say it's probably like late 70s. I would say I would venture
Yeah.
if what was it? Taxi driver.
I think it's 74,
76.
76. Okay.
Yeah, okay, I would have said like 78, but
Yeah.
I guess technically that's the later half of the 70s. So
So the next scene that follows is as like I mentioned, like Robin and Batman at the Batmobile after dropping off Scarecrow, and like basically like Scarecrow's been like dragged into Arkham by Lyle Bolton with like a trail of urine behind him.
yeah, basically.
Yeah, and so he's like, yeah, this new head of security, Bolton, he's pretty good, and Batman's like, maybe a little too good. So the next scene
People
is
are
that,
supposed to be afraid of me.
yeah,
That's my territory.
actually, maybe that is the problem that Batman takes with this whole thing as it transpires.
a little subconscious, the thing too. Like maybe that's what tipped him off initially. Yeah, instead of just being like that good detective. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, so well, actually, that kind of leads into my next point because the next scene is an informal kind of, well, I guess it is kind of more formal, like a hearing of the Arkham board.
yeah. Well, Well, they do say that, so I guess like they meant that they probably won't go on like his permanent record, but they'll be
Right,
like, okay, whatever we remember, we'll remember, but it won't be a permanent record thing. Yeah, so
right.
So yeah, be like, hey, HR is here, but we'll just take notes with our mind.
We have an HR.
Or yeah, I guess sorry, just for the joke.
Yeah.
Then they say that it's like an informal request or whatever, and then like they
Time out. We need to address this point right here and now because sitting on the Arkham board, like this, like see this panel that's reviewing Bolton is Commissioner Gordon, Dr. Bartholomew, who's like been the head of Arkham, Mayor Hill, and Bruce Wayne. You're telling me that all this time Bruce Wayne has sat on the Arkham board?
I think this was yeah, he said they like hired him because of like a Wayne grant or whatever. So yeah,
Which means that he's been giving money to Arkham all this time.
yeah, that's not a surprise, but like that doesn't mean he's part of the board just because he's go with like the Two-Face episode, like they are he like he at least like the goodwill is there. He wants it to work even though he knows it doesn't. But yeah, I guess he's just fly head blind to like that both sides of it. He's like
You're,
it's how
you're telling me that the guy who's
is how I'm reading it at least. But obviously he fucking knows it doesn't work. But still, like
you're telling me that the guy whose bank account gets another digit by the hour has a say in what the security protocols are at Arkham Asylum, the place he knows personally all of majority of the villains are going to. And he's like, huh, maybe I should have a look at what's going on here. You think?
And then
I'm like, we need to like, we can't brush past that. Like, we're gonna go into the lockup thing, but
yeah, but I think
come
that's,
on.
but I think that's why also why it's part of like an informal inquest or whatever, because he's sitting there like behind the bench sort of thing. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
think if it was like a formal one, yeah, he wouldn't be up there like pulling weight sort of thing. And then I think it's a doctor like that turned to him and said like, you know,
You mean the doctor who thought
or
Batman was crazy?
well, he's at least you know he's like a good doctor because he's right.
I mean, yeah.
Being the least crazy of the bunch still means you're crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the doctor turns to him and he's like, "Hey, do you think that I think this is a good idea?" And he's like, "Well," and that's where he says like, "Yeah, well, like he was hired because of Bruce Grant, like a Bruce Wayne Grant or whatever. So like, oh, I
Hmm.
want to make sure that he's actually because I hired him because he's like good at security stuff or whatever the fuck he said. So like, I want to make sure he's actually doing shit right because I don't want to be like the guy who's like bankrolling the crazy place and having been like, oh yeah, go to shit because I'm like at least trying to make this work,
No,
even
we
though it's
never thought that happened, Bruce.
even though I know for a fact it's not fucking working, but I want to at least make it work. But at least it's a good tax write off, I guess.
Yeah.
or well, if it's not working, it's a bad tax write off because, as I said, he knows for a fact it's not fucking working.
Insert David Zaslav joke here.
No, I know, yeah, no, I think he's an idiot. He thinks he's no, he's probably working for his friend's bank account, so he doesn't
Yeah.
fucking care. So
But
that's a
yeah,
that's a different thing.
that's everything. Yeah, so as they're kind of getting this meeting started, yeah, they basically want to see like, like if things are all above board at Arkham with this new head of security, because even he says what he was like hauling in Scarecrow, like you're the first like villain to break out of Arkham under my watch, and added you'll also be the last, as he's like, got Jonathan Crane whimpering like as he's being hauled off.
Yeah, that's not ominous or obvious at all. The way you
No.
said that, yeah.
One other thing also like talking about the animation here is like I love like when they show like the shadows like towering over like Bolton's like shadow cast over like the over the light, because like they do that a couple of times, and also here when he's sitting at the arraignment hearing and he's like if anybody at first he's just kind of like, if anybody objects to my methods, and you see like the vein like bulging out of his neck before he kind of composes himself and says, please, I'm an open book, I have nothing to hide, tell me what I need to know. Like just very like like
Like
this
he's
guy's
like
got mood swings like crazy.
he's like, oh yeah, people are here. Shit, people, normal people voice.
Yeah.
This is how they talk. I swear.
Yeah. So who's the first one up? Is it Harley?
Yeah, I think Harley. Yeah, they ask
Yeah.
her like, and then she's like, obviously, and then she's like, oh, nothing at all. He's perfect, and they're like, okay, and then and then you just like cycle through everybody, and they all like kind of like look all nervous, but to obviously say that everything's a-okay with lockup. He's not crazy at all.
Well, it's funny because one of them was Scarface and ventriloquist. Also, I
Yeah.
love how like Scarface has his own uniform. Like either Wesker made that himself or he
No, no,
asked for it.
100%, 100%. Yeah, just like as part of the arts and crafts hour a
Exactly.
day they gets. Yeah, so he's working on something. So fucking let him do it.
Yeah. Well, like Wesker of all people, because remember, like Wesker is a very like timid kind of personality. Like he's usually kind of like ooh, kind of like hunkered in the corner, curled up in a ball. But like he says like, well, actually, and that's when Scarface like says like, shut up, man, like don't say anything. And
So
I think
yeah, sorry,
Bruce
go
has
ahead.
the yeah, Bruce has the idea because he can see that they don't want to say
Yeah,
anything in
that's
front of
it,
Bolton.
yeah. Obviously, you can tell something's up. But I just forget what was the what incited the ventriloquist to be like, okay, yeah, he's holding me up over it. He holding me up over a thing of termites. But I
Yeah.
forget. I just forget like what I can remember what triggered that.
Well, Bruce gets this kind of coy smile and he says, like, and again, this is showing how much influence Bruce has over what goes on at Arkham. He says, well, if everything's above board here, then I suggest we extend that Bolton be in charge of security for another 18 months. And that's when the inmates just
Okay,
let
that was.
loose and go, no, you can't friggin' do that.
Or he says, or he's just saying that, yeah, or he just making sure to say that the only way, because he knows that would probably trigger it just to say that,
Exactly.
kind of say, if no one else is going to say this aloud, I'll just do it, yeah. So I think
Yeah. But
it was what more it was, yeah. So yeah, so okay, that's it, and that's where, yeah, the ventriloquist, yeah, he freaks out and says that, and then like I think, does Harley freak out too, or is it just,
oh, they all do. Yeah,
yeah,
because
yeah,
Harley's like, he takes away our privileges even if we're good. And I think even Scarecrow says like he like chains us up at night and electrifies our cells. And okay, like I again, this is where all of our Arkham jokes are going to be coming out like a flood here. But like, how do you not notice the hydro bill or the lights flickering every like what happens when Mad Hatter needs to take a piss in the middle of the night? Like
we're just looking at the electric bill, and it's like five times the usual amount, and it just coincidentally started when you started working here,
my
lockup.
gosh.
They care to explain this coincidence, or do you know anything about this?
Holy crap. Something just occurred to me. What happens if he pisses on the electric door?
Well, you saw Tommy Boy, right?
Yeah. You'll
That.
learn real fast not to do that again.
Well, that's the thing though. Like, why you fucking piss on the door for?
It's dark. Like, and you think this guy's leaving him lights on? Like, look at the hydro. Like,
Yeah, yeah. You played the Arkham games, like the electric doors, fucking had put off a glow. So you like that's like a nightlight.
yeah, for Batman, not the Mad Hatter. Like,
Well, like they've been in those fucking cells for long enough. They know where the fucking toilet in the corner is. Like, come on, it's not their first fucking night in jail.
yeah,
Come
fair enough.
on.
I don't know. I think the odds are still 1 in 4. You get the wrong wall.
It, so that means, are you not hitting the bathroom at night every night? Then is that what you're trying to say?
Moving on. So Lyle freaks out, as they're like kind of saying like all the true, very true and, terrifying things about him. And he's just like, how dare you say these true, horrible things about me? And remember, this guy's like head of security. So like the orderly is like, these are guys like he'd be working with. He just starts punching them. Like they're trying to like just hold him back. And he's going absolutely ape shit. Like he looks like he's about to like Hulk out, like his like shirt ripping off from the muscles.
Yeah, then you can tell like Bruce is like in the corner just being like, all right, how do I take care of this and not show everyone I'm Batman?
Yeah, casually kick a chair over.
Yeah. He's like, he's like, all right, yeah, take a minute. Yeah, you just see him like the one shot where he's takes down the one orderly, and it's like the big chair there. They were all the villains were sitting in, yeah, and Bruce is sitting like right there. So he goes, as I said, takes down the one orderly and goes running to the other ones, and Bruce kicks it over and he trips, and they all take him down and stuff.
Yeah. And that's where you get like this great kind of monologue from Bolton where he's like you're all scum, you should all be beaten within an inch of your misbegotten lives. And yeah, as I said mentioned before, like he says like before I came here, Arkham Asylum was a revolving door of Gotham's maniacs, but now I see that you're all symptoms of a bigger problem. And he's like, cut to Gordon. They're the symptoms of a gutless police force, looks at Mayor Hill, mindless bureaucrats, looks at Dr. Bartholomew, and coddling doctors. You should all be locked up with the rest of the inmates. And Dr.
I get.
Bartholomew is just shocked at this, like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. Like, you had no idea,
No, no, it's
really?
more of like he's saying all the quiet stuff aloud.
Yeah.
But more I was going to say like or like that kind of almost plays into the does they could have went into like does Batman create the supervillains in Gotham
Yep.
City thing or whatever too, or they could have just said it's a product of Batman, which I think was probably discourse in the Batman that mythos at this point even in the early 90s. So
I also
yeah.
love how like Bruce is like the only person who doesn't get like, kind of the finger pointed at. It's
Well,
like, boy, I got off pretty easy. Like,
as I said, like, yeah, that's only because they don't release Batman at this point.
yeah. Or I don't know. Maybe Bolton's the kind of person who would look really highly of billionaires, if you catch my meaning.
Well, certain ones, yeah, but not the not the Bruce Wayne type of billionaire,
Yeah.
nor
Something
more.
tells me Bolton would be pretty okay with the world's current political climate.
He would want to make Gotham great again, yeah.
I don't know. Is my subtlety showing? Like, yeah. So he gets like hauled off and basically says like, you should all be locked up, and like the guy's fired. Like Bartholomew's like, like you're terminated as an employee. Like get this lunatic out of here. And so he goes home. The guy's actually got like a really nice apartment. Like it looks like a like huge penthouse, but it's just literally just him sitting in front of a TV. Like it's like just
Yeah,
nothing there.
yeah, like the bare bones, like military, like almost military style apartment. Yeah, because he even goes into his bedroom and it's just like a cot on the floor and it has like the military style like foot box or whatever you want, foot locker type box or whatever, sitting there on the in the against the one wall. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's only putting the good place to good use, really.
No, exactly. Like this is a guy who like his work is obviously his like life,
Yeah, yeah,
but he's like an attack dog that needs something to be sent after.
yeah, yeah.
So it actually wouldn't shock me if this guy had a military record. I think actually, no, yeah, he did because he has a Foot Locker and he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
in charge. Well, we'll get to that part later, but
Oh yeah, so yeah, sorry about yeah, so yeah. I don't think it was said, but it's definitely like infers like a military background. Yeah, just I would think with his methodology and everything. Yeah, so I think it was like basically inferred that he has. Yeah, I think with the bedroom was like the icing on the cake to kind of say that. I think yeah.
yeah. And then he's like watching the TV and like just sulking in the shadows. And Summer Gleason's like talking about like I don't know why this would make the news. Oh, I guess maybe like people wondering about what's going on at Arkham. She's talking about like him being fired on the news, and then like
Oh
up
yeah, oh
next
yeah.
we're gonna.
Well, yeah, I think that'd be like the in the third or fourth segment where they got all
Mhm.
the big news out of the way, like the shooting, yeah, like Batman's taking out the Joker for the 15th time this week.
Yeah,
His chemical is blown up again. It's
yeah,
being fixed, and then Mayor Hill's missing for the third time, but he came back and he's okay, and
yeah.
then
Oh, he's
then
gone
they hit
again.
then they hit the entertainment and sports segment. So yeah, so this is like the other news. They're like what the fuck else happened? Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
this or Arkham, I guess. We haven't mentioned Arkham in a couple
yeah. Sewer
in a
King's
couple days.
backed up the septic system again. Like I
So yeah,
told you, it's Taco Tuesday.
so this is definitely like later on in the newscast news.
Yeah. So she's saying like she's talking about like poison ivy and kind of like up next we're talking again about like Gotham's like green thumb sexy femme fatale, and he's like this is how it starts with the permissive liberal media, and I'm like wow, like I know clearly they did not know that the world was gonna go the way it did, but woo.
And oh, and it's I was like, it's not like it doesn't hit me at all really because who helps put the news on TV or used to
Oh no. You
yeah
know what
because
just hit me? What network did this show air on?
Oh yeah, Fox. Yeah, that's funny.
Wow.
Good old.
Oh boy. Is this dude, were we brainwashed from our childhood? Did we just break the formula? Holy
All right,
crap.
well, in this show, they are showing that that kind of guy is fucking bad. So, like, so I think that's why how we agree. How that's why we were able to point out and see how shitty this guy is. So, yeah,
Yeah.
so maybe in a way, but not in in the way you were initially thinking. So,
Yeah. I would just love it. It's just like, oh my gosh, lockup's
yeah.
going after Anderson Cooper.
No, I just say, yeah, I just say I wouldn't be surprised if like somebody was like, somebody at Fox like 10 years ago was watching this show and like, yeah, like they make this guy good, like hey, get this guy his own show.
Yeah. So then I think after he like, says like, I'll make them all pay or something like to that effect, he like pushes the TV over and, walks away. I think it said like, was it 8 months later or 6 months?
Yeah, 6 months.
6 months. Okay.
Yeah,
So it's Bruce Wayne with Summer Gleason, and they're just coming out of a restaurant, like, and she's like kind of giving him an interview, and she goes into her car afterwards.
and she
As
was
he's
like,
like,
it's like, just every like interview coming with like a good meal or whatever the fuck. He's like, yeah, just only when they're to help celebrate like a business deal or something like that. I think it was.
some, yeah,
Yeah. So they're and then yeah, they're just about to get into the car, and then the maitre d' or somebody at the restaurant just says, hey Bruce, yeah, there's a phone call for you.
oh,
Which
that's right,
yeah,
yeah,
is which I think didn't they show that cell phones exist in this
they have,
in this rally? So like so they it makes sense if in the world before cell phones, which like I know I'm old enough to remember that time before they were popular. Yes, I'm
hmm
not fucking old. Yeah, so so this colony, if you're like a rich billionaire, yeah, obviously like taking phone calls at a restaurant isn't like unheard of and stuff. But like they, as I said, they've already shown that cell phones, and if he's fucking Bruce Wayne slash Batman, even if they weren't like mass produced at this point, he would fucking still have like something. He would have his own cell or like satellite system
yeah.
set up so he can have his own fucking version of a cell phone.
Hey,
So
remember Batman Forever? He invented the first smartwatch.
yeah. So yeah, but I guess it was just that was just to get him like out of the way or whatever because he goes in and say like did they ever say who was on the phone or did he actually or is it just like or he just kind of was just the ruse to get like because as
I
he's
think it
like
was
on
just a ruse.
because as he's like on the phone or whatever you see like Summer Gleason get into the car and he she's obviously going to like start the car and wait for him whatever sort of thing and then
hmm
automatically like I'm not sure how he was able to do it even with it that's would you assume this is Batman's car or would you think this is like Summer's car?
Well, I think he was specifically going for Summer Gleason because due to that comment
All
he
right,
made
no, okay,
in
because
the
I was
media.
yeah, because with the ruse, I was thinking like, oh, I guess yeah, oh yeah, I guess yeah, now that you mentioned it, I guess once Batman intervenes, yeah, he does say he was yeah, because she was a reporter, yeah, okay, because I initially I was thinking he was either going for both of them and Batman, but just because like the phone ruse, like he was like, oh fuck, it's her instead. But okay,
Right.
but yeah, no, but now you mentioned yeah. So yeah, so he says yeah, so which makes sense because I was asking because like once she gets into the car, the doors automatically lock. So I was gonna say if it was this was like Bruce slash Batman's car, you would think you would have like it coded or whatever. So there was only like his fucking signal could like open and
Right.
close like open and close the lock sort of thing. And so for it's like Summer's car, like yeah, it's just like a regular, signal or whatever. So he can because he was showing he knows the security systems and all this shit. Yeah, so it wouldn't be hard for him to figure out the codes for like whatever fucking model of car she has to just be like beep and
Yep.
lock the doors without her and then she was trying to open it and then he has the tow truck that has like the be able to pull a car like
Yeah, he's got like these
like
like claws like
yeah,
at the back of
yeah.
the
So yeah, like
truck.
an over elaborate the tow truck because like I was gonna say you just need to raise like the one side and just like drive away instead of just pulling the car into it.
Hmm.
Unless that was part of the getaway is just be like, hey, it's not me that has this the car that's like in a truck that's big enough to hold a car. And so and then as like yeah, as he's pulling Summer in the car into the truck. Then she starts like trying to get away and Ken starts honking the horn. And then Bruce, like, because like the phone is like right there by the windows and stuff, like yeah, Bruce hears it and tries to go to the door to get out to help her, but like Lockup's put like his one of his own devices on the door to lock the thing. And Batman does a very bad detective thing because obviously he needs to turn to Batman to help and save the day.
Hmm.
But he's in a restaurant. You see, so he's being shot from like outside. So he like puts his briefcase down. Smoke
Hmm.
starts to come off. Starts to disrobe before the smoke envelops him
Yep.
in a restaurant. So like he's at the front. So obviously the back of the restaurant can see the vibe. And then is Batman. So like that's the
That Mater D knows he's Batman
like
now.
every
Like,
fucking one knows it's
yeah,
Batman.
yeah.
If you're
What did he
looking,
say? Can you turn around for five
yeah,
minutes? Like,
even if you'd waited for the smoke to totally cover him, then there's
yeah,
Batman. We still fucking know you're Batman
yeah,
at this point.
yeah. Let
Like,
alone anybody walking by like the
like
restaurant.
if anybody was fucking looking at there, like this is worse than like Superman getting into the fucking phone booth and changing it because obviously because the argument he would do it fast enough this is fucking more obvious than that.
Okay, headcanon moment. That's why he's with Summer Gleason, because Bruce Wayne's trying to own the news. So you can say all that stuff, but then Bruce Wayne hides it all in the media. It's like, no, he's totally not Batman. We're just going to air this every day for the rest of your lives at 6 o'clock.
So it was like that was a fucking like that was like a first day fucking rookie mistake that I do like because it that was like the most obvious hey like Bruce
Yeah.
Wayne was fucking Batman moment like come on.
Yeah. No, that's
Like what the
exactly what I
fuck.
thought. I'm like, Bruce, what are you doing here? Like,
Yeah,
you clearly got to have better ideas than
yeah,
this. Like,
like come on like come on. So anyway yeah so like that he gets it becomes Batman then like breaks the door open and stuff and like gets out and think yeah I think he's able to get to the truck before it closes and
yeah,
gets
because
loose
this is
because
him first meeting
yeah
lockup.
yeah because he gets in and then he sees him like there and he's like oh Batman like yeah so yeah we could be a good team you're here to capture him and I'll take him away sort of thing or whatever and
Yeah,
then
together he literally says again, no forecast for the next like 20, 30 years, but he literally says we can make Gotham safe again. I'm like, you can't like I'd say you can't write comedy this good, but clearly you can. Like but I did before we kind of move forward. I did want to ask you, like, what did you think of the lockup character, like the design, and obviously like the kind of person he is.
like I was also thinking like once like you see like his like super I guess he's a supervillain or
Yeah, yeah.
you think with like he had the body armor and stuff and just had a fucking ski mask on his head you have had like some sort of like helmet or
Hmm.
cowl instead of just a fucking
They'll
ski
never
mask.
aim for my head. Like,
At least like with Batman's defense, like it's like bulletproof, and like in the comics, he's taking like close range headshots, and it's powerful enough sort of thing. But at least they he had yeah he can. But even not this Batman because it's just a fucking clay. It's been shown that's a cloth cowl, but they both have the same thing. But like you would think with him, like yeah, at least he like the rest of his body has fucking body armor and stuff. And
yeah,
Batman doesn't. So like you would think like, that was a thing, but but the only thing is I'm kind of surprised like a character in Arkham or in Arkham in Gotham City took this long to to be produced.
no, for sure. Yeah, and as you mentioned, like this is a character that was retroactively introduced into the comics. And I think actually Lockup he showed up during like the No Man's like comic run series, like when Gotham City was like kind of
I
like
think
a
so. I think so. Yeah.
yeah, when Gotham was like kind of a war zone after the earthquake. Another introduction he has is later on in the recent Batman Arkham Shadows video game when Bruce Wayne's like kind of like he's
Is that the VR one?
that's the VR one, yeah. Because
Okay, yeah,
like Bruce
that's what I don't
Wayne is
remember.
like smuggled himself into Blackgate disguised as a prisoner, and guess who the head of the security force is? Lyle Bolton.
Nice.
And what's funny is if you read his bio, and I think this also kind of fits into the kind of personality that like Lockup is. He originally applied to be a like GCPD officer, and they said you are way too brutal for us. So that's why he went to like a correctional facility. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's hilarious though, because like, remember, there's corrupt cops in Gotham, so it's like we have standards. Like,
it's like no, it's more like he's like, no, man, like that means you'll take all our fucking greased palm
yeah, there you
money. So
go.
like, so like, we don't want to fucking lose out on that shit, man. So get the fuck away and just that's
Yeah,
our
we got to
money.
share the wealth, man. Come on, like you're making us. Yeah,
I think it was more what that was more than anything.
yeah. But the design I thought was like it was very 90s with like the
Oh yeah,
shoulder pads and the
yeah,
chain, like
yeah,
yeah. But yeah, like I've always liked got Lockup as a villain. Like I clearly did not remember like the friggin' hilarity of like how his like lines have kind of aged. But yeah, I liked how he I mean, obviously like he's not killing the inmates, but like he's a villain with a point. It's just a matter of like how extreme do you take that point?
he's just almost like just Batman in a different way, really, because he's just taking it one way and
Yeah.
just capturing them instead of making instead of doing something about it afterwards.
Yeah. Well, and even he say as like he's talking to Batman here, he says like like we're on the same team, like you bring the criminals in and I'll keep them locked up. It's like keep them locked up where, guy? Like, like you're not at Arkham anymore, so but yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But Batman says like you're crazy, and he says like if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem, and they have a bit of a fight, and
So it's like so it means lock up to Sith.
yep,
You're with me, you're against me.
only a lockup deals in absolutes. Yep. Well, actually, that's how he beats Batman because he has the high ground. It's yeah, he kidnaps Summer and like hauls away, and I think that the next scene is Batman like kind of talking to Robin in the Batcave, and I think like I loved Robin's comment of like yeah,
Oh
another
yeah,
villain created by the generous Wayne Foundation, and Batman has this look
is
of
it?
like screw
Yeah,
you. Like
yeah. I was like, fuck, yeah. But before that, though, like, they obviously uh, lock up like gets away or whatever, and he goes over and sees like the lock that was on the door that he broke off and stuff, and
oh
just
yeah,
picks it up and takes it.
yeah.
Because at that point he's like working on it to see like because so do you think any of the police noticed that he was just fucking stealing evidence from like an active crime scene, or do you think he was just like or they're all dealing with stuff too, just like haha yoink.
Yeah.
But either way, he's stealing evidence from a fucking active crime
Yeah.
scene, even though he was part of it. So he's like, so yeah, they cut back to the Batcave, and like Bob, and then he says that, and then Batman gives him a look, and he's like, only kidding. But then he like pulls out the thing, and he's like, the only person I know that does this is Lyle Bolton, because
Mhm.
this is definitely his handiwork, because obviously like by and because of the grant that Bruce Wayne grant, he probably was able to see knew some of his previous work, because that's why he said he hired him to begin with, because he thought if he was this good at security stuff, he would have been a good fit. So
Mhm.
that's how he would have known his handiwork.
And yeah, so Bruce is like, or Batman says to Robin, like when he was like hauled out of Arkham, talked about like how he hated how the police, the bureaucrats, and the Arkham staff were running things. So he's like, well, that tells me that he's going after Gordon, Mayor Hill, and Dr. Bartholomew. So he's like, I'm gonna go after look into Arkham Bartholomew and or Dr. Bartholomew. No, he's not a doctor. I'll just call him Arkham Bartholomew. Um, and he says, Robin, you go look into Bolton's, like house, and start looking into things to see if we can find any whereabouts on Summer. And I I took a screenshot because I'm like, if you could sum up Arkham Asylum in one image, I'll send it to you after we're done recording because I died laughing. Like, talk about a picture speaks a thousand words because it's Batman going into Arkham Asylum with the door wide open. And there's the security desk with the coffee spilt over, and Batman just looking disapprovingly at it. I'm like, yep, that's Arkham Asylum to a T.
Okay, this is like the seventh time this week I've come to Arkham and been like this, man.
Yeah.
Like, fucking
I'm
letting
starting
all
to
the
claim
heat.
mileage now, guys. Like,
You're letting all the fucking heat out, man. You know how fucking cold it is in Gotham. Like, you know how much it costs to heat this fucking place. Like,
I know I pay the bill.
fucking, like you need like. I'm spending so much money just fucking heating the place. Like, that could have been spent, like, actually helping you guys. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you not see the fucking? Is this why the electric bill is like 5 times as high as it was before? Because it's always open.
Yes, and don't ask further questions.
Yeah, don't look any further. Yes, that's exactly why. That's a ticket.
Exactly. Yes.
That's
Clearly,
the
you are
ticket.
the world's greatest detective. Yeah, so the security guard is like bound up and gagged behind the desk, and Batman's like, what happened here? He's like, lockup came, and he took Dr. Bartholomew along with him. And so as that's happening, Robin is in Bolton's home, and again, like just as you said, bare basics of this place. I think he says like, it's like kind of like got that Alcatraz feel or something. I'm like, oh, so it's gonna start flooding. Anyway, so he sees like this foot locker in the base of like, or, yeah, like his cot, as you had mentioned, and looks into some details there. And I think the next stop that Batman has is going to he goes to the bat signal that's been turned on because he thinks like Gordon's calling for him, and it's actually Bullock who's been handcuffed to the bat signal, and he's like, lockup took Gordon, and he handcuffed me to the light, and it took me like 15 minutes to turn this stupid thing on. Like, I'm very curious how you turned it on because like it was clearly out of reach.
Well, I think it was more like he was probably trying because I don't take Bullock as a flexible type.
Yeah,
So just so him just probably so it's probably within like a kicking length I looked of it, but just yeah, it took him 15 minutes to get his fucking foot up that high to
yeah,
do that fucking overgrown like on off switch or whatever because it's one of the ones you just kind of has a handle you just kind of chunk to fucking
yeah.
turn it on and off instead of just like a normal light switch or whatever
He
or like a
lifted
button.
his leg so high that he lost like 10 pounds in the last 30 minutes. Like,
Yeah, like it's like no, he's like permanently like damaged his hamstring, so he's like yeah, because that's probably the only time he's ever stretched in his fucking entire life.
exactly. He puts the ham in hamstring. Yeah, so he's like, what's this crazy, wacko doing here? And he's like, it's Gotham City, bro. Like, this is kind of par for the course. And he says, like, what's he gonna do with the commissioner? He's like, I don't know, but we should put some extra security around Mayor Hill. And
Yeah,
Bullock's
and
like,
just like yeah, and that's where he like disappears. So you like because he doesn't explain like why or anything what's going on. So
no,
he's
he
like
never
so
does.
he's like yeah, so even like the police like if you know about me, you kind of like you can't just like be like hey Mary Hill, we're here to protect you from what uh protect you. That's what we're here for. Come with us. Like come on, you at least we have like a basic idea of like why what's the fuck's going on. So like or at least or if whatever the reason is that we're protecting them comes to fruition, we kind of need to, watch out for that, take some defense.
Exactly.
So they like come on, Batman. You like, hey, come on, like a tiny bit of slack and like help him out so he can actually do his job properly. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, so he says like, yeah, we gotta like go protect Mayor Hill, and so the next scene is the mayor's mansion, and he's like sitting by the fireplace with a bunch of cops and Bullock, and says like I once again every time we cut to Mayor Hill, he's like that there's a supervillain after him. He's like, oh, there's no need for this. I have the best security in the the whole city. By the way, is that Batman peeking behind my curtain? And sure enough, it's him and Robin. He's like,
Yeah, yeah,
if
because
we can
I
sneak in
think
here, Bolton
yeah, I
can.
think I've like virtually the best, or it's like virtually it's virtually impossible, or whatever it
Yeah,
was, and then that's where Batman
it's
is like,
virtual, all right.
or whatever the wording was. Batman just goes like virtually, but not uh permanently, or whatever the file, or whatever the fuck the wording was. I forget it. He's like, yeah, so then so if I can get in here and lockups definitely can do it because he's. Because this thing is security, right? So yeah, just to be like, hey, if I can do it, he'll be able to, sort of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So, what happens next? Oh, yeah. So that's what. Again, they're by the fireplace. So right then, a tear gas canister drops through the chimney under the fire and like just sprays like a cloud of like smoke in front of them, and they're all coughing, and like Bolton again like he just very quickly, like he was already in the room, like has like
Uh,
grabbed Hill and hauled him out. Like it's that easy.
yeah, and the fact that you think with like the best security system Gotham City would have had the the chimney or whatever like blocked off today, so you couldn't just drop like grenade or a smoke bomb like sized item into it to fucking take people out. But what the fuck
Yeah.
do I know about security systems?
Also, in another moment where like I like, wouldn't it be funny if this happened and then the show does exactly that? I'm like, you can imagine like if like Lockup put like one of those like lock tire things on the Batmobile. That's exactly what he did. I
Yeah,
died laughing.
I know, and that's all like was yeah, like you're just like if you ever think of like people like just in the area where whatever's going on and stuff, yeah, you just see Batman roll up and just fucking leave his car there. So it's like, oh, Batman's fucking doing whatever. But of course, though, too, like at least in the Batman Returns movie, that kind of did think of that. So I think the one time he
A little bit, yeah.
yeah, he did that. Yeah, he does have like the cool like blade of art, like the Voyager blade of armor. Like
Oh yeah.
and it kind of just like puts the armor over it or whatever, and he goes up. But even then, with the penguin was able, so which I kind of also proves my point that it's probably been done before. So penguin was able to figure out to bypass the armor to hijack the Batmobile, and that's you find out later on that like
Does that mean that there's some poor meter maid who was the first idiot to try and like boot the Batmobile?
Oh, no, 100%. If I was a meter maid, like every single time if I saw the Batmobile somewhere, I'd ticket it 100%.
Yeah. I mean, I'd call
I know
in.
I know nothing's gonna happen with it, but I'm like be like fuck, I'm doing my job like this. But this is this car is parked illegally. I don't fucking care. Like you're not a cop, so fuck you, Batman. Then if I get written up, you'd be like, hey, I'm fucking doing my fucking job. Like, come on.
Yeah,
What's the point of my job if not for the this exact thing?
exactly. So I think yeah, after they get the thing taken off the tire, Batman and Robin jump in the car and they're like, "So where do you think that he is?" And Robin's like, "Well, when I was at his place, there was a Foot Locker with a serial number on it." And Batman types in the number, and
And before this too, like
Mhm.
Lockup did like a good job of like yeah, ninja vanish in the fucking in the smoke and be able to grab the hill because he comes off more of like a big dumb like security guard than Bill to being like the ninja aspect like Batman sort of thing. So
Mhm.
like I saw him like be able to fucking put the smoke canister through the thing, and then they'd be able to cut through that and run off with Mayor Hill. It seemed outside his skills, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I think everybody's thinking like this guy's just like like a meathead, and it's like, hey, he's got actually quite a bit of forethought that
Well,
he's put into this. So, yeah, Batman realizes like it's a registration number of a decommissioned naval vessel that was moored out at sea, called the USS Halsey, and I was like, Halsey, the singer? I was like,
yeah, yeah, no, I think like it'd be debatable if she was alive at this point because she's kind of young, right?
well, I looked it up. Apparently, it was named after. Hang on, I wrote it down here.
No, no, I meant no, I know she wouldn't be a singer then, but I don't know if she'd be alive at this point. Is what I mean.
No, exactly. Yeah, it was named after. They say it was likely named after Admiral Frederick Halsey of World War II. But the
Yeah,
reason
yeah,
why this go
yeah.
ahead.
So she's 30, so she would be like well, September 9th, September 29th, 1994. When did I say
Yeah,
this? When did I say this episode aired? Oh no, no, yeah, November. Yeah, so she would have been like a month, almost 2 months old at this point. Yeah, so definitely not named after
I'm
her.
bad at math. Oh, oh.
Uh, I assume that's one of her songs.
Bad at love, but
No,
yes.
I don't. I know. I'm just old.
We're
I'm
kind of
just old.
bleeding the joke here.
No, I'm just old. And I'm just the old ignorant person that doesn't know like new songs. So I'm like playing the old man, like the. So it's more making
I
fun of
used to
myself.
be with it, but now I'm not. It'll happen to you.
It has happened to me. Well,
It's happening to me.
yeah, yeah, you always, yeah. So it's so yeah. So the needle is definitely like starting to go a bit more for me. Yeah. So anything I feel I'm like definitely like what like how much older am I than you? How
I
old are
think you
you?
were like 14 when I was born.
No, don't say that again.
You
No, no,
asked.
now I remember why I forgot. I purposely put it out of my mind. Fuck. Uh, I
You were
gotta
probably
stop asking
closer to 10. I'm bad at math. Anyway, so the reason why I bring up the decommission thing was apparently before they built Stonegate Penitentiary, this ship was used as like a temporary like prison for like the Gotham criminals. Which
And
is funny because if you remember back in the Two-Face episode when they built Stonegate for like the first time, I was like, that kind of looks like a ship. So clearly they modeled it after the ship.
yeah, and one of the first inmates there was Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movie Escape
Yeah.
Plan. So yeah, so I was like, yeah, this seems it sounds vaguely familiar. So I wonder if the writers of that show were like Batman fans and that subconsciously
Could be.
thought of that. Yeah, I think
There's only two types of people in this world, Batman fans and people who are wrong.
yeah, I think Vincent D'Onofrio is in that one too. I think.
Jim Caviezel's in it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he was the
Yeah.
villain.
Oh yeah, like oh yeah, I think him and Vincent D'Onofrio because I think Vincent D'Onofrio was like Sylvester Stallone's old partner or some shit or something. I think I want to say.
Actually, 50 Cent was in it.
Yeah, he was like okay,
He was like the IT guy, and I'm like,
yeah.
come on. Like, I know
Well,
50 Cent's got to eat, but give him something that we can actually believe here. Like,
Well, you have to get after getting shot out 9 times, you got that sideline to the tech stuff, so you can't go in the field anymore. So,
I don't think 50 Cent could spell IT. Like,
no, I wouldn't. I don't think I wouldn't say put him on like the dumber side of the rappers. I don't think so.
after
I
being
wouldn't.
shot 9 times, how many of those bullets hit him in the brain? Like,
It's all body shots.
okay.
Uh,
But the thing I would that kind of made me laugh is like, wait, so like Lyle Bolton was head of this like temporary ship prison when he was, stationed there. How much you bet he wanted to take the ship out to international waters, where I remind you there is no law.
just marine law, and the sharks and the killer whales take care of that for you.
Yeah. Remember, 100 nautical miles offshore, murder is nothing.
It's closer than that. I thought it was like 7 miles or whatever off
Is
was
it seven?
I think I'm also going by
I'm looking this up. If it's
also
seven, I'm gonna crap my
yeah
pants.
I think I'm thinking like movie logic uh uh mileage I think so I so I'm most likely wrong.
Oh, we're both wrong.
Yeah.
200 nautical miles.
Okay, I was gonna say after thinking about it, yeah, I was like, yeah,
Okay.
that doesn't feel right, yeah. So
I'm bad at math.
no, I was like, I fell victim to the volley to thinking like movie logic is real life logic.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're like that's got to be where he's like, hiding the others like hiding Gordon and the
No,
rest of them.
because I think with that, I think he like analyzes the rust pattern that he found. It was like high with salt content. So between like the two of them, two things together, yeah, they put together that it's the ship, yeah.
Yeah. So he's like got the four lockup's got the four of them like, like locked up in the I guess like the brig of the ship, and is like, also like electrified the cells, and like they're saying like you're a madman. He's like I'm a crazy one. You're the ones who let the system run loose, and like you're the ones who are making Gotham like a cesspool or something. So that's when Batman and Robin are sneaking onto the ship. Lockup has like pimped this place out with like booby traps. He's got like remote turrets.
I know, yeah, and then yeah, that was what I was thinking. Like, yeah, once like Batman and Robin show up, and then obviously like he has like security cameras all over the ship, so you see them both show up, yeah, and you see like like it's basically like that. It was like it looks like an old military ship, so it has like the deck guns. So I
Yeah.
think guns that are meant to blow holes in ships at a distance
Yeah.
and you're going to shoot it at a person
At
on
close
your own
range.
yeah, a close range on your own deck. So I like the idea is yeah, like a good idea as a whole, but the execution of this, you're gonna fucking blow up your head. You should have been able to be blowing up your own fucking ship, like even before anything happened. So like, but like, they started shooting, and obviously he's like, obviously like nerfed his guns because it
Yeah.
just does like very minimal damage. So like, either that you just set bought some like shitty rounds and they're not he bought some hammer tech instead of going to Stark
Yeah.
Industries for his weapons.
I call this one the ex-wife.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is because like now it's considered that like all those like shows like Daredevil, Luke Cage, all that stuff, they're considered canon now, like officially canon with the MCU. And it's hilarious because like almost any time that like they show like cool weaponry that's been like reverse engineered from like like the Chitauri invasion, like oh this is hammer tech, and remind you this all takes place after Iron Man 2, which means that hammer tech got significantly better after Justin Hammer was put away. It's like whoever, like anybody, like literally anybody at the helm of the ship did better than that guy.
Yeah, man, you gotta stop just fucking going around dancing around, showing off, and having a beef with Tony Stark, and actually like
Yeah,
run your business properly, and it'll be okay.
yeah,
Hire Michael Keaton because because he's Batman, and everything will be okay.
yeah. I told you, under the radar, under the radar. Yeah, so
That just reminds me. I gotta watch that Spider-Man movie again that he's in just for that scene in the car when he
oh, I love it.
when he like figure out they both like kind of figure out that well he figures it out first so that he's Spider-Man then then it's like right away he figures out he's like the Vulture or whatever, yeah. So
One of my favorite lines of that is like when he obviously knows like Peter's Spider-Man by then, and like he's like taking his daughter to the homecoming dance, and he's like, "Now you go in there and you show my daughter a good time, but not too good." Like I love that. It's like he's like a villain, but he's like I'm also like a dad, and
Yeah, no, and why do I feel that was that might have been like an ad lib
it probably was. Yeah, I thought that
from
was
Michael
so
Keaton. Yeah,
good.
just throw that a little extra sauce on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like we could have had like a full blown like Michael Keaton like resurgence, but like a couple of his movies that he was in weren't great because he was in the Need for Speed movie because he was like the radio announcer guy that
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
he
did.
was.
Yeah, and he was in the fucking shit ass fucking RoboCop movie
Oh
remake,
gosh.
and like and other than that, and most recently the fucking Flash fucking movie. So
I,
so we
I
could
mean,
have
at
had
least
a
he came back as Batman for that.
yeah. So, but yeah, that still didn't get me to watch that fucking movie. Like I'm not watching that fucking shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, so we could have had we could have full blown Michael Keaton. We could have got him as fucking old Bruce Wayne and being a kind of fucking Batman Beyond fucking movie, but just yeah. But unfortunately, like yeah, a couple of
Remember, they almost got it, and then again, I'm not gonna say the studio. I'm not gonna say who. You all know who.
yeah.
They
Just
said no.
oh yeah, just yeah. It's like yeah, that Flash movie does yeah, like everything with everything else that's just wrong with that group of movies. Yeah, the Flash movie just killed all remaining momentum of the yeah. So yeah. So if like so if that was a different person or whatever to say and add that too, like it would be that like. Yeah.
I think that was Hamada at the time.
But no, I meant like if like met the actors in the movie, like
Oh
the movie,
yeah,
the
yeah.
movie, like yeah, because they if like because I think that would have given that movie like a bit better like a base to work off of because I think
Yeah.
everyone was like because even with me like I like that's the main reason why I'm not watching that fucking movie is because of fucking him. So
That's the
it's like
main reason.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know it's like and like the rest of it is because it was like a shit movie, but like I at least would have went paid money cash money to go see it in the theater and then be like okay yeah it was a fucking garbage movie or whatever but like
Yeah.
but already knowing like everything else with it and that so I was like yeah so I'm not gonna even give it the illegal download to fucking to catch it so like so but
You
as I
would
said that yeah.
you would break your one rule for that movie?
No, no, no. Since I
I'm
wouldn't.
teasing.
Like if it was something else, if I wouldn't didn't want to admit to freaking give it the credit, I would freaking 100% download it and do it. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I won't even download illegally download this
I
fucking
know,
movie
I
to
know
do
that.
it. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, because other stuff I will. Yeah, so I just jokingly say I won't download.
I
I won't
know.
pirate stuff because in theory I shouldn't because I'm
I
for
get you.
artwork, but I still do. Less much, but I still do like on occasion if I can't find it somewhere. But
Yeah.
yeah, but the idea is I out.
Anyway, so back to lockup. We have Batman who's like like trying to find lockup while Robin is like hacking into the system and saying like, "Oh, imagine what a little computer code can do," and basically like
Yeah,
unlocks.
like broken computer code will do will fuck up your shit
Yeah.
even as bad as like breaking the code that's in there. Yeah.
So as Batman and Lockup are fighting, he like I think they manage to like damage the ship's like propulsion system because then it like crashes into like the side of like a lighthouse island. And
Or did that get activated in like in a fight? Because I think that might have been
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
okay. Yeah. I guess yeah. The one thing yeah, he did that and like unlocked all the doors and stuff, and then yeah, then
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
And that's where I would like to personally thank Bruce Timm because the prophecy has been fulfilled. Adam, you have officially seen Titanic.
Where the fuck
I
was
made a
Billy?
promise to our listeners and it has happened.
Man, it's a Titanic without Billy Zane.
That's beside the point. Billy Zane is a treasure in itself. Like,
you ever see the Phantom?
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Nostalgia Critic had the best line about that movie. It's like, like what's the best camouflage in the jungle? Wearing purple.
No, yeah, no. It's just to totally confuse your opponent and being like, "Why the fuck is that guy wearing purple? Punch in the face. Oh, I'm unconscious now." Just to totally throw out.
Where did he even get spandex in the jungle?
And yeah, minus the purple aspect of it, like that kind. I imagine that, or like spandexy leather. That's probably like the worst thing to be fucking running around in the circle. It's
Yeah.
like because the only thing that's exposed is your face, man. Like how many times is he almost fucking died from like heat stroke?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Like he must have such bad crotch rot. Like
Yeah, yeah. See, that's why Tarzan has like
the loincloth.
the loincloth and fucking underneath, man. Like you gotta fucking air that shit out, man.
You
Like,
gotta let your boys breathe.
yeah.
Yeah, so as the ship that's what I love though. The ship literally as it's sinking and like lifts up like ass end up. I'm just
Yeah, I
thinking
know.
James Cameron is watching this and just like, I think I got an idea. Like
Yeah, I like how the propellers are going. So yeah, so the idea of like if it does submerge all the way, that would just like drive itself into like the seabed.
yeah. Yeah, so and Robin's like, rescuing the hostages. I would have loved if he was just like he grabs like Summer, he grabs Mayor Hill, and he grabs Gordon, who just leaves Dr. Bartholomew. It's like, hey, what about me? Don't worry, I'm coming back for you. And then like 5 minutes go by and he's like water up to his neck. I don't think he's coming back.
It's like I only have two arms to carry people. Fuck you,
Yeah,
Doc.
yeah. Hey, two birds, one stone. Like and a better Arkham out of it.
Yeah, you're not Dr. Tompkins. You're not the doctor we care about. So fuck
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. Oh, Doctor. Oh no, I was thinking like Nicole Kidman, but I was like, no, that's not Dr. Tompkins. Otherwise, I'd
Oh, yeah, I
remember
forgot.
Dr. Tompkins a
Oh,
lot more.
oh, yeah.
Actually,
Anyway.
no. Marina Baccarin played Dr. Tompkins.
Oh yeah, yeah, fucking Gotham. Yeah, yeah. Even she couldn't keep me watching that fucking show.
Yeah. So Batman and Bolton are fighting, and that he says like you've like imprisoned everybody with no chance at hope or compassion, and I think
And
Lockup's
sorry, I was just thinking of Dr. Tompkins thing for a second. Like that version, like became the version of this one, and she was like seeing like Gordon, no, I'm gonna say like I know like what happens with her, like just saying like that part, like so like that version, like I got to knew who Batman was, but what
oh
knew
yeah.
who I was talking to, I was sleeping with Gordon, but wouldn't fucking tell him who he was.
Ah,
So I thought it would be just so funny.
that's good.
I was just thinking about that. Sorry, I
That's
trailed
good.
it. My head random like thought train for a second. Sorry.
Oh, that's pretty funny. I like that. It's
Wait,
a
but
secret
continue.
I
Yes.
refuse to tell.
Yeah,
Even when it's very obvious.
yeah. The one thing we won't talk about in like pillow talk afterwards. Yeah.
We don't
Wait.
talk about Bruce, so no, no, no.
Just be like, oh yeah, oh yeah. By the way, I know who Batman is. Like,
We
what?
all do. We all do, honey. We all do.
Yeah, like that one theory that like everyone does know who that everyone does know who, that Bruce is Batman in there, but
Yeah,
they just don't say it.
yeah,
They also let him on the secret that they really know.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so as Lockup and Batman are having their fight, oh yeah, he says like like you've taken away their like chance at rehabilitation, and Lockup's like, yeah, that you're just as crazy as they are if you think that these people can be reformed. And I think that's the thing that I find like again, like I'm not saying that we should go full lockup on Arkham, obviously. Like I'm not saying like dehumanize the prisoners, but this is my biggest thing when it comes to the Batman mythos. And obviously like they need some way of getting the comics keep the grease wheels greased to keep things rolling off the stories. But this is why I'm like, these guys don't belong in an asylum. They belong in a prison. Sure, there are breakouts at Blackgate, but not nearly as much as Arkham. Like, no system is perfect, but it's like, just move the Arkham staff over to Blackgate and help the ones who are legit crazy. I mean, you're going to get people like the Joker, but like, I'm not, again, just because the system is bad doesn't mean, or just because the system is like, what am I saying here? I'm saying that Arkham has like the potential for something better, but like there is like a gaping hole here. Like we don't need to make this worse than it already is. Like
Yeah, just
like
it needs to be better at rehabilitating than just just locking about. Yeah, because as I said, yeah, yeah, my note is yeah, like the idea is to rehabilitate, even though as I said, I keep on saying this out. Batman knows that's not what's happening in this, but yet he's still funding
yeah,
Arkham. But I guess the intent is to I guess is to rehabilitate them. But as I said, he knows for a fact that's not fucking happening.
yeah,
But to swing all the way to the other side is just to just to keep them locked up is like that's not helping either, like in the long
no,
run either. So me in the middle and actually have like shit like yeah, obviously need to have Arkham Asylum a bit more prison based and actually have a better a better system, security system to have them escape or whatever. I guess it is probably the point you were trying to point out. Yeah, but either way, they're doing a bad job at it. But of course, I know if they were actually good at their job and rehabilitating, right, wouldn't have like 75 years of 75 plus years of
exactly.
Batman.
Yeah, it's like, do you want Batman comics or not?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Yeah, trying to 75 years of trying to have a new character like every single supervillain every fucking single time. You could be a fucking best writer idea man writer in the world, but that's not going to happen.
I would love to see like in like the court cases, like because like obviously like there's some lawyer who's just known as like, oh, you're the insanity plea guy, who's just like every single time that this guy shows up, Your Honor, I'd like to motion for the insanity plea, and the judge just rolling, here we go again. But then again, you're the one who's permissing it, so
Well, that's the thing though. It's like, yeah, they're obviously they are crazy, and what at this point, we need something more than just them being crazy because real, like everyone in Gotham is crazy for fucking living here. So,
in
so
2025. Who's not crazy? And yes, I'm including you and me in the conversation here.
oh, I'll be the first one to say I'm fucking crazy, man. So there's no everyone's met me fucking knows that already.
Yeah. What is sanity? Like, jeez. Anyway,
I
so
like
yeah, they
I almost live in real life Gotham City almost being Toronto. So
yeah. Yeah, so Batman and Lockup are having their fight while Robin's like rescuing the hostages, and I think like Lockup almost like because they get down to the propeller of the ship, and he almost like puts Batman's head into the propeller, like
yeah,
woo.
yeah. Then he freaking puts his handcuffs on and goes to throw him over the side, and then he Batman is able to grab his ankle and pull him over and
Yeah.
pull him down. I'm like, and this is where his training with Zatanna paid off. Yeah, because they
Oh yeah.
Robin has them all up on I guess the rudder or whatever the fucking part of the propeller system. And and then they're like, oh, it doesn't look like he's going to happen. And you see one of the back grapples come out, and he's free, and lockups, well, locked up. And
Yeah.
then Robin goes he's like, yeah, I've been trying to get him to teach me that trick, but it was like that should be one of the first things that they should show him what to do is how to get out of the handcuffs and throw him in the water because Gotham City is on the fucking water. Do you think they're like a super irregular or super villain's gonna fucking not grab a fucking like 13-year-old third even if he's like your sidekick, fucking tie him up and fucking throw him into the fucking water. I think
But if
that's
I teach him
never
all my secrets, then he'll leave me.
yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, teach all the other stuff, but that should be one of the first things you should, yeah, like that should be
Yeah,
like week one or like for like first week, fucking lesson, I think.
yeah,
'Cause,
100%. Yeah, yeah,
but he's like, yeah, you should have taught me a trick, yeah, and he like gets him, and then he takes him to Arkham Asylum, and he's just to show how crazy he is. He's like, he's just like he gets to the point, and he's like, now I can keep an eye on him forever. And he just has his eyes up to like the little
yeah.
eye slit thing there, whatever. He's like, now I can just keep an eye on him from in here, sort of thing. So it's just
From
complete.
solitary confinement.
Yeah, so just yeah, so he says so he's just showcase like that that he is crazy, but because he's not going oh I'm in jail I need to get out sort of thing. He's just like working just kind of working to work for him sort of thing. Yeah, so
But isn't it apt that it's like again, the one place you send the former head of Arkham Security, the guy who knows exactly how the prisoners can get in and out,
well,
you
that's the thing.
send
Like,
to Arkham Asylum.
well, yeah, true, but that would be a thing if. Is obviously all of them know at this point how to fucking get out there easily enough, even if he had done that. So like, I think the only reason why they didn't break out is because he was like the Iron Fist over top. It wasn't it wasn't the equipment or the building that was keeping them from
Yeah,
breaking out before, like when he was there. So yeah, he probably does that. Like if there's probably a couple things that they've missed that he probably knows, but all of them fucking know how to break out of there because they're showing time and
true.
again. Yeah,
It's the greatest secret we don't talk. It
yeah.
really has become the elephant in the room. It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah, it's like right underneath, like everyone, as I said, everyone secretly knowing that Bruce Wayne is Batman is there, and they're like everyone knows how to fucking break out of Arkham. Like, it's like it's probably one of the websites you can probably like in Gotham, you can just type up and be like how to break out, and it has like the layouts and everything, just like different ways, all of them broken out, so just to see what's like the easiest or the fast way or whatever sort of thing. So
exactly.
they try and like block those sites, but like being the internet, yeah, had five more pop ups, so to trying to stop that. So yeah, definitely up there with like the worst kept secrets. So what would you give this episode out of five A cabs?
Oh, he is an ACAB, isn't he? I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5. I think that this is. I mean, it's a freak of the week kind of thing, but it's also got more kind of substance to it. I thought that for an original creation, Lockup is like kind of interesting, at least in my take. And yeah, I mean, this episode is only whether you call it better for the wrong reasons, but yeah, no,
It's
I enjoyed rewatching this.
somewhat unfortunately aged well, I guess is the
Yeah,
best way to put
I think
it.
the only difference is if this had been a 2025 episode, the only difference is Lyle Bolton gets a job with the government, and I'm not going to
No, I
say
guess
more than that.
everyone would be pissed and like, oh, this is fucking woke because it's or I guess or they'd be agreeing with it a little much, yeah. So they'd be liking it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. How about you?
So yeah, I think I'll give it a 4 or 5 as well. Yeah, because I think it was a good like original villain creation for the thing. I think I said at the beginning of the episode, like I think eventually in Gotham City, something like this, especially this version, would have been produced. So I definitely think yeah, it's a good like natural creation and stuff like I didn't feel like a forced villain to be like, oh, we need somebody that's not a mainstay like or like a known villain sort of thing. So, and it was a good episode and whatnot. So yeah, I'll definitely give it a 4 out of 5 as well. All right, folks. Thanks for that is the episode for this week. Thanks for joining us in the Batcave for us to hear us talk about Batman, the animated series. Next week's episode will be Make Him Laugh, and I'm going to go out on a limb. It's Probably a Joker episode. Hey, you can follow us on Twitter/X at Beyond Backcast, on Instagram at Beyond the Backcast. And recently, I've just started up a Twitch account, so I don't really have a schedule for it. Yeah, because my schedule at work is shitty, and just I'll join us on twitch.tv/ Beyond the Backcast. I'll be streaming the Arkham series of games. I've already started Arkham Asylum. I'm like probably like not too far into the game already. I've only streamed like probably like an hour, a half an hour or so. So just come subscribe there and and get the turn on your alerts to see when I'm so you can catch when I'm streaming and watch me play through the Arkham series games, and hopefully eventually, if I get through all of them, I'll be able to force myself to get through Kill the Justice League. Maybe I'll actually finally got, because I bought that game and I haven't played it yet. So I think there's a might be another one is another one that's in there in that series too that I haven't played yet, or if that just might be the one I'm thinking of. But anyway, yeah, and we are also on YouTube now at youtube.com/ at Beyond the Backcast. So give us a rate, review, and subscribe there to help us out, either there or wherever you find you're listening to us on you now. And where can we find you on the internet, Braden?
You can find me on my podcast, Fandom and Folklore, where we talk about fantasy movies and TV shows and the fandoms that follow them. And I'm there going to be doing a Lord of the Rings marathon of the Peter Jackson trilogy. If you also want to find out more about Beyond the Backcast, go to our Instagram, click on our link tree, and you could be following us on our Discord, The Back Cave.
Yes, and you can follow me on Instagram at some chunkman. That is my personal account there. I post there sometimes. Yeah, as I said, thanks for joining us in the Batcave to talk about Batman the Animated Series at Beyond the Backcast. Goodbye, good chums. Kapow.